Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode number 30 in the book of 1 Peter. We're in chapter 5, a single verse for today. And I'm going to title today is Being Important to God. It's as if God is saying in today's passage, you are important to me. And if we get our heads around that, it's going to change everything. We've come off a subject matter that those of us who are younger in age or in experience should be building on the twin towers of submission and humility to have a successful Christian walk. And those things are both directional towards God. They're directional towards people. They're voluntary. They're protective and they're beneficial. So we should be availing ourselves of both the tools of submission and humility. And today we're going to have a beautiful, beautiful verse. If this is the only thing you would know about the Bible, this would be a good verse to start. It's 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. I'll start in verse 6. Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time he may exalt you, casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. All right, so casting is to throw, to just, launch these things on the Lord, hurl them upon him. And what things? All of our, so that we don't have to parse this out. We should hurl all this stuff on the Lord. Our anxieties, our worries, our cares, and what should we do with them? It's on him. So the question is, this is worth thinking about, is what is on you that should be on him? And have you allowed God to care about what you care about? So there's a mental process and understanding that you have to have first that makes the allowing a lot easier, or maybe very easy. So ask today, what makes you anxious? And what should have a place apart from you? That is, what is a part of you that should be apart from you? That you should have this anxiety cast upon because he cares for you. This is the key thing is, if you don't get the because part, you're not going to get the casting part. Because he cares for you. He is of concern for you. It's of interest to him, and it matters, and you matters. Now, the matters matter, the anxiety, the topic of what you're anxious about, of course that matters. That's the first part of the verse. That's the cast all your anxiety. Yes, he wants those. But you have to understand the second part. But you matter more. So the matters matter, but you matter more. So I know you have concerns. Of course you do. Do you know that what is of concern to you is of concern to him? And more than that, more than the topic of your anxiety is the person who has the anxiety. Your anxiety is of interest to him. What matters to you matters to him. And why is that? Because he cares. And this is our meditation for today, for this morning. So what if God really cares for me? I have a God who made the sunrise and the birds that we hear chirping this morning, and the planets and sharks, and he made me, and he put his stamp on me, and he asks me to share concerns, to hurl them upon him, and he reminds me. So why can I do that? Why can I do the hurling? It's because he cares for me. The crux of the matter is, do you believe, I'm asking you, dear listener, that God cares, that he's good, that he's for you? And if so, then casting the anxiety is a lot easier. So there's things here to understand and then believe and then rely on and hopefully rejoice in. And it blows my mind that God wants to enter in here to my anxiety, to what I care about. And I know I got things. There's the anxiety of death and sickness and loss. and suicide and addiction, mental illness, aging, temptations, persecutions. First Peter talks all about it and summarizes it as suffering. And I see less clearly his care and his goodness, and I'm sorry to say this. And don't we all want to be important to someone? Shouldn't this be just music to our ears? Don't we all want someone that rejoices over our returning, and someone that God, something that misses us when we're gone? And God is saying, you are important to me. Or say it from the first person, I am important to God. Imagine God looking down on us and saying, you are important to me. So say this with me, kind of as a confession of faith. I am important to God. God cares for me. I am cared for by God himself. He has asked me to cast my cares upon him. And I'm going to do it because he cares for me. And I can entrust my anxieties to him. How many of them? I can present them all that I am anxious about towards him, because I know he's a good God. He is for me. He cares for me. So today's passage, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. And what am I worrying about that I have not cast? Let's think about that today. Thanks for listening.